Alright guys, so I have a little bit of explaining to do. So about 3 weeks ago I got my Mac in, and I was planning on transferring all my videos over to the Mac from my Windows laptop. And for some reason, all the videos got deleted. I have no clue how I did it, but so that does mean it's the end of every series I had, pretty much. So, Real Madrid is gone. That whole series is gone. I was loving it as well, but I still have the career mode actually on my Xbox. But let me go and tell you what's going on right here. So there is 92 teams in all of England, from BPL down into Empire League 2. So what I'm doing, I picked the 92 teams from around the world, the best of them, and I also picked about I think it was like 5 or 6 just teams for the hell of it. And so yeah, 92 best and a couple of the worst teams. And I made it completely random. I went to random.org, entered all of them in, and that's pretty much how it went, because I just it'll be random that way, and then I'll have to swap all the teams into the current league from where it is. And then so yeah, right there is where every league is at. And sorry if you can't really see it, because I think I put it on like 720p, but it's still kind of difficult to read all that. So after I do organize all the leagues, I do go ahead and show you all the leagues combined, who's in each league. And after I go ahead and sort out who's in each league, then I go ahead and randomize it one more time. And after I randomize it that last time and the time after this, then that will be my team. The number one team that shows up after I randomize it will be my team. So I could get the worst team, which I think it's like the Bohemians or something like that is the worst team in the league. Or it could be Real Madrid. And at this point, I was hoping it would kind of be someone like Seattle Sounders, maybe even Aston Villa, one of the teams that's not the best, but not the worst. That way, I definitely didn't want it to be like Liverpool or Real Madrid, because I already used those teams before. But I'm not going to give away who it is just quite yet. But yeah, I'm starting to use iMovie. I'm pretty much a noob with it. I'm going to say that right now, because it's much different from what I was using on Windows. So I'm still trying to get used to it, but I'm liking it so far. I think I can do a lot of good stuff with it. And since it came with the Mac, there's really zero complaints at all. And something new I'm going to be doing at the end of every episode is the top 3 players of the episode. And that's just what it sounds like. I'll just pick 3 players that have been performing. And let me know if there's something else I should put, maybe at the end of every 3 or 4 games. Just show you who's leading with goals and assists, who I'm thinking about getting, maybe who I'm very disappointed with. And yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool. Maybe go ahead and show you the scouts and who's the biggest prospect that I've been scouting, and do that, and then show you stuff like that, and maybe just so you can get as involved as possible. Obviously, put in the comments, who do you want me to get? And obviously, this is a 20-minute long episode, because this is the first one. And for career modes, I usually like to do live commentaries, but let me tell you, it took about 2 hours from the beginning to the end, from starting with getting all the best teams, because at first I went through all the leagues and just picked out the best of the best. And then I only had like 40 teams after all that. So then I had to go back and pick up 52 more teams. So you'll see some of those teams that are like, oh, why did he put that in there? And it'll be some of those teams like, yeah, he definitely deserves to be in there. But there we go. I go ahead and finish that up. And if you did notice, the team I use is Dortmund. So yes, I am very, 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 very excited about that. I wasn't really expecting to get a good team like that, because and by the way, I think Traore, is that like a loan or something? But so yeah, I go ahead and go through all of them. Barcelona is in the Premier League with Dortmund. So Dortmund is starting off in the Premier League, which is kind of disappointing. I'm not gonna lie, because I kind of wanted to start all the way back in League 2 or maybe even League 1. and then work my way up that way. But in about 2 or 3 seasons, this is going to get very, very fun because you'll see the worst of the worst is obviously going to be in the bottom, and then once probably 3 seasons, the Premier League is going to look insane. It's going to have the best teams around the world, and Manchester United right there is in the championship. Newcastle United, Portland, Roma, Santos. So all these teams that are from around the world. And something I definitely wanted to make sure was in there is that Galatasaray is in there as well. So very excited about that. I really wanted to get them. I'm not going to lie. Whenever I randomized it to get my team, I'm like, oh, please, please let it be Galatasaray. But it was not. But not too disappointed about that. Zenit would also be another good choice. But the League 2 is looking pretty bad. It does have Chelsea, it has Bayern, and it does have Real Madrid in it. Also has QPR, Sheffield. Sheffield's probably one of the worst in there. And I didn't realize, yeah, I'll go and pick Dortmund right there. But Dortmund is one of those teams that it's good, but there's not a whole lot of depth. And what I mean by depth is they have a good first team. Whenever you look at their first string, everyone's healthy. The best of Dortmund starting off, it looks really good. Really good. But whenever you look at the bench, it's like, you have got to be kidding me. There's Aubameyang, which I absolutely hate. Aubameyang is the worst in Ultimate Team. But let me explain. Whenever it comes to career mode, his pace really shows up. But last year, I loved Aubameyang and everything, but they absolutely ruined him this year. And I think because he's at such a big team and everyone uses him, he is the most overused striker in the Bundesliga, in my opinion. But enough of that. 4-2-3-1, that's why I'm sticking with. Weidenfeller is getting a little bit too old. Marco Reus, you know I love him. I picked him up in my Real Madrid, I believe. But this is what I'm talking about. Look at that bench. Not good at all. There's some names you're like, okay, he might be okay. But the first string team is pretty good. I'm just gonna leave this on 2x speed, just the beginning, because it does take a long time. This would be probably at least a 30-minute episode if I wouldn't have this on 2x speed. So I go and hire my 2 scouts right there, a Spaniard and an English scout. Hopefully they can pick up some nice players for us, because that's my favorite part. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, I do not sign anybody. I do not sign anybody until deadline day. So probably I should have let you find that out for yourself, but I really don't sign anybody because I just wanted to go ahead and jump right into the games, because I'm really excited to look at all the leagues about halfway through the season, see who's showing up and who's just actually disappointing. So I can go and tell you right now, Real Madrid will probably be in Premier League. Obviously, all the big teams won't have any problem at all. So League 2 does not look very good, because it has probably the worst teams that you could possibly have in there. But at the same time, it has some of the best. It has Bayern, Chelsea, and Real Madrid. And I'm happy, really happy about how our team and our league has shaped up in the Premier League, because we're going to be playing the worst and we're going to be playing the best. So we will have to face Barcelona eventually. And our first game is against Mchakla, or I honestly have no idea how to pronounce it. But it is Eto's former team, so it might be a little bit of trouble for us, but you'll just have to wait to find out how that ends up going. And we don't have a whole lot of money either. I guess because at the end of the last season they signed Aubameyang, and that was $26 million. But I'll go ahead and loan out some players that I will have absolutely zero use for the whole season. Go ahead and loan them out. That way I won't even have to deal with them. And I wanted to pick up somebody. I really did. But nothing came to mind, because at the beginning of every career mode, I feel like I go for the same players every single time. And Lewandowski is injured. First friendly. That's why I hate friendlies altogether. I was close to accepting that right there because that was a good bit of money, but we don't have a whole lot of depth whenever it comes to our backups, center backs, and stuff like that. So, but yeah, Lewandowski was only out for about 12 days, so I will be able to use him in the first game. Lewandowski, 86 overall. I think he's about 26. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's what he is. Rooney may go to Barcelona, said right there, which I really, really hope he does not, since he is in the Premier League. But at the same time, it would help out everyone else because Rooney will go away from Man United. So, obviously, England is looking really good our first time through the scouts right there. So, I think this is our third. I think this is our third one. So we got through everything. No one was injured too bad. So Lewandowski is healthy to play this game, and this is a 3-game episode. So just like Real Madrid, I'm going to show you the highlights. Definitely not going to show you, oh, he got a yellow card or me switching out my players. If you really want me to, I guess I could, but I think the only good part about showing, in my opinion, for career mode, everyone just wants to see the transfers, the scouts, what prospects come through, and obviously the goals in the games and how we progress. So I'm not going to show anything other than that. So, first game, 3 p.m. at home. We start off here in the second minute. Very, very unfortunate for us. Goes right back to him, to Di Natale. Di Natale just has a rebound right back to Muriel. Di Natale is getting old, so he will probably retire at the end of this season or the next season. But right back from kickoff, Mkhitaryan, absolutely outstanding in the top or in the 3 games that I show this episode. Bad pass, but Bender, no problem, picks that right back up. Off to Blaszczykowski with that 93 pace. Mkhitaryan, what a beautiful shot outside of the foot. 6 minute, no big problem. It's just me. Love that celebration. Probably the most overused celebration in the game, but I love it because it just shows, okay, calm down, crowd. It was just me. So, Lewandowski gets the ball off to Blaszczykowski. Blaszczykowski doesn't really show his pace, but right there, what a shot. Pretty much the same goal you just saw, but what an absolute thunder shot into the back of the net. That was beautiful. Both of those shots in the first half of the game were fantastic. Mkhitaryan putting on some pressure. Back to the keeper, right to Lewandowski, and he misses that shot, but no problems. Rebounds to Mkhitaryan. Hey, I'm sorry, did not mean to score that rebound, but we all know I did mean to score that rebound. So, 3-1 first half, and I am pumped at this point. First game, everyone wants to win their first game. Lewandowski right there, step back, fake, shot. Hit that young man. What a shot. Top right corner. Lewandowski, good job, man. I'm not going to lie. He was actually kind of disappointing because he's, in my opinion, is the best on Dortmund. But Mkhitaryan has just shown him how to score goals. And the pace of Mkhitaryan was absolutely outstanding to me. But Muriel, off to Lazari, to Basta. And off a shot. And I try to clear it. And it goes right back. So I do need to work with that. I think my problem is it goes back to defense. And instead of just clearing it, I'll try to pass it up forward. And I don't know why I do that. But Lewandowski right here. What a terrible... Mkhitaryan. Okay, so I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was the sloppiest goal anyone can score. But it wasn't for the win or anything, so I'm not really too worried like that. But Royce right here, he sees Aubameyang. Use that pace. Look at that pace. That's what I'm talking about. But what was that shot? I wanted him to get a goal because I have a feeling he can be a very good player. And what was that goal? Makes it 5-2 in the 83rd minute. Absolutely garbage. But we do win that game. Mkhitaryan sparkles on debut. And I really hope I'm saying his name right. I think I do. But we win our first game against Udinese. And Super League is what I'm calling this series because that's exactly what it is. I think it's a little bit of a unique idea. Just put all the best. And I really hope you guys enjoy it because it took a long time. Very, very long time. But once we started the league, I think it's going to work out very nice. Bender, what a little bit of a touch and then a shot right there. Very good. Very good. Got that hot hand right there. Very, very good shot from our CDM. I think he's pretty young as well, so I hope I can progress him to be a very, very good player in a couple years. But 53rd minute, they go to Traore, the big monster. What a left-footed shot. And it's shots like that. It's a goal that I concede like that I don't care about. But whenever I score or like concede a goal like the last goal for them the last game, Mkhitaryan, please stop. But yeah, the last goal they scored in the last game, whenever it just bounced off my keeper right back to him for an easy goal, that's when I'm just like, come on, EA. Come on. But here is that pace of Aubameyang, 3-star weak foot. Can't get it done. But 75th minute, I'm not too worried about it because it goes right back to Gundogan. And we don't get that. But 90th minute, they're running down the sideline. They're going for one last cross and a very good bicycle clearance by Subotic. And that ends up being a 2-1 victory for us. Very, very excited about that. And I'm going to search for a player. Ibrahimovic. And because he's so old, well, he's not that old, but 31 years old, I thought he would be a little bit cheaper. But I can tell you next season I'm going to go for him. Even though he's 32 and I know he'll start to decrease, all of his stats will go down pretty rapidly. But I'm not worried about it because if I can get him for about 15 million, oh man. It's just one of those fun players to use. It doesn't matter what you pay for him. And this is a rain game. This is a rain game. This is the worst thing that could possibly happen. Rain games I am terrible at. But Aubameyang right here in the last minute. I know, last minute. That's what we're jumping to. To Royce. Royce, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You guys, if you've been watching my channel since the first very video, you just know me whenever I don't like to cross. But if you look at the final stats, I deserve that win. I had 11 shots, they had 1 shot, and I wanted that win. I deserved that win. So I'm like, you know what? Come on, Aubameyang. Run down that sideline, cross it in. Royce is on the receiving end of that header, and he just knocks it right into the back of the net. But transfer deadline day, we've made 0 transfers. It takes me a little bit. I'm like, I need to buy somebody. Blasakowski is my only right mid. So I'm like, who do I get? Do I get Nani? Do I dare get Nani? One of the most hated, but one of the most loved players by me. 13.5 million. Oh, man. I can get him for a bargain. He goes for about 18 to 21.9 million. They're thinking. So, I'm not even going to attempt to say that name. But I go for 12 million and go ahead and send him away. He might be a decent little player, the guy I'm sending away. But Nani, I feel, can do great things for our team. Unacceptable for Nani. Okay, I'll go up to 14 million. I don't want to spend that much on him, but at this point, I pretty much just have Blasakowski at right mid. So I need a right mid bad. So at this point, I'll keep him. You know what? If you don't want him, that's fine, because in the messages, they're like, we're not really interested in the player you're offering. So I'll get rid of him. Just give you the cash, because obviously that's all you're interested in. They want 21.5, 19.6, and we're in the dire last minutes of this transfer deadline day. I'm like, please, please accept that. We have 2 hours left. They do accept it. 150,000, 3 years, important first team player. Please, please accept that. We have an hour left. They do accept it. Nani, welcome to the team. I hope you can do great things for us. And that should just about wrap up this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, it took a lot of work. And we will go ahead and go through the scouting updates. But it took a lot of setup. It took a lot of prep time going through all the players. But yeah, that is this. But like I said, top 3 players of the episode will be at the end of every single episode. I'm looking forward to that because it's something just adds to the interactiveness of the game. Go ahead and save it and show you what these top 3 players are. You can go ahead and guess before you see it. Mkhitaryan, Lewandowski, and Hummels. I know you don't really know about Hummels, but he played pretty well. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you all next time.